Okay. Hello,
Hello,
we
we
will
will
start.
start.
Thanks for attending this webinar. Basically, I will now share my phone. Today, we want to show you the new guide app we've developed. Before going ahead and showing you the app, it will take, by the way, around 15 minutes. Okay, there is not so much to be discussed, but I want to explain you what is the reason we've developed this app, how you should use it, and more importantly, how this app can help you being more efficient and saving time and money. So the main idea is that in most cases, when you are sending tourists into the field with vouchers, sometimes the field reality is different than what you've planned and what was expected. So myself, I guided for years, and let's say that it was planned to be 30 people coming into a certain museum, and on the same morning, 5 people just didn't felt well. They decided to rest at the hotel. So at the end of the day, we are not 30, we are 25. And for instance, museum, you don't need to pay them in case you are not really using the ticket. You are not really, it's not like a restaurant that can charge you because they have prepared the meal. So in such case, you need to find a good way to send this updated information back to the office. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be billed by the supplier, and you will want to make this invoice validation process. You would like to be able to check if all the data, the quantity, amount of participants displayed on the voucher is actually what has happened on the field. But the problem here is that you are all dealing with a lot of tourists each day, every day, and a lot of groups. And sometimes you cannot sort all of this data out. You cannot be reachable when the guide want to tell you that some changes has happened. So again, the main purpose of this guide app is to provide the guide with a tool, to give him an option to change the quantity and to bring this information, this really important information, directly to you, directly to the trip responsible at the office. Okay, so let me now enter the Zoom with my phone as well. So to make things easier, I have quite muted everyone. If you want to ask something, you can just type your question on the chat or raise your hand, and of course, I will let you ask. Okay. Écran. Okay, so this is the main screen of the guide app. When what we are looking to do to display here, we are looking to display to the guide the different trip he is linked to. So the first point, and this is an important point, in case you are working with the same guide all the time, they will be able also to check the app to see where is going to be their next assignment, their next job with you. Okay, and what happened on the past one. That's the idea of of this design when we decided to have current trip. Okay, and you can just slide and future trip and past trips. So here, in order to present, of course, I have just deprecated the same trip at different dates, but that will be the idea. Then, you can see here I have something different. That's the idea. Then the guide is seeing the dates of the trip and the number of the trip. The number of the trip is a technical one, but you are using it a lot in Manager Trip. Pretty much everything you are doing with Manager Trip is connected to this trip ID. So this trip ID is a very important one. Then let's enter into my trip and see what I gonna see into it. One sec. Okay, so on the first screen, what you are going to see, and I'm showing you that on the app, you are going to see who is in charge at the office of the trip. You are going to see who is the registration responsible, the reservation responsible, and the trip responsible. I don't know if you are using that on a daily basis, but this is a way to better assign each project across your work resources, across the different operators you've got at the office. And this is exactly what we are looking at here on the app. I will get back to the app now. Heck. Okay, one sec. Oh, okay. So as you can see here, I've got the main contact is a trip responsible. And from here, the idea is to give to the guide a quick access to call the office if there is something to be asked or to email with the office. Deal pas d'ici. And then you've got the reservation responsible, and finally, the man in charge of registration. From the top right corner, you've got the different days, you've got the calendar. You will be able to see the all the trip schedule. What I'm gonna do today, what supplier I'm gonna visit today. So here the group is arriving at Charles de Gaulle Airport. As you can see, we've got the exact content taken from the system. It's very important for me to precise that there is absolutely nothing you need to do to have this app working, but filling the information in Manager Trip the way you are doing it now. Everything presented in this app is taken from what you are doing anyway, to make reservation, from what you are doing anyway in the system to create an output for your client. So you can see the difference between station and supplier. Here, a station, you will see only a kind of a description, but for a supplier, you will see also the location. So you will be able to use that to activate Waze, then a phone number, mail of the supplier, and also website. Pay attention to this note with the orange line on the left side. At this time, the group is entering in the eval tours, no need of pictures, blah, blah, blah. Those 3 lines are kind of are called guide comments. You can see and you can have a look into the app, display only comments that are relevant to the guide. Where are you filling those guide comments? I don't know if you are familiar with it, but I will show that to you again. If you are in the system, and this is the trip I am displaying now, is this one. You can see I've got the Eiffel Tower. You can see that you've got a bubble here. This bubble is dedicated to guide comments. So if you've got something to say to the guide specifically, you can just add it in here. And that will be exported, that will be displayed in 2 places. The first place is the guide output, the one you can download from the system by going on a report and clicking on the master report. By doing so, you have this output, which is dedicated for the guide. We've got some clients that has their own format for this output, but you can see that on the comment, you've got all the specific sentences, specific messages you want the guide to take care about. This is the exact same data that we are going to display on the guide app, actually. Let's have a look together. Back to my phone. Okay, so as you can see in here, this text is available for each different place I am visiting in this day. With test synchronization is kind of a test I made for guide comments. Okay. So what do we have here to summarize? This part is dedicated to the trip program. So instead of having a physical copy of the trip program, the guide can have it on his phone. He can see where is going to be tomorrow by clicking on Tuesday and on Wednesday and on Thursday, and better prepare and also see what you have to tell him regarding a specific place or a specific supplier. So first screen we've seen, seeing when I do have trip, future, past, and present trip. Second screen, who is in charge at the office? I can call him, I can send a message or something like that. Third screen, as you can see here, the program with guide comments and details of supplier. The other screen I want to share with you is a participant screen. So here I'm gonna click on the top, on the bottom right corner. I have the list of participants, okay? The idea here, of course, is to be able to give my guide the details of the travelers. So the guide can just, it's easy for him, you know, sometimes he's giving some free time, you need to be in contact with the client. Perhaps he wants, the day before, he wants to connect with the travelers to confirm, to set a meeting point, something like that. So here you've got access to the list. On the same page, and I do not have these details now to display, but you will have also an option to see here the insurance number given to the traveler. I don't know if you are all doing it, but in some branch, let's say, specifically for traveler, for students, for educational travel, you need to commit for and to buy an insurance for the people coming. So you will have here also this extremely important information, which is this number you need to activate in case something is happening to one of the participants. Then from there, we will be able to move ahead to the main screen, in my opinion, which is the voucher screen. But first of all, we've got a short question. I am asked, is there an additional fee to use the guide app, or is it part of our users fee? Is absolutely part of your current plan, meaning no extra fee to use the guide app. And it doesn't matter if you are working with 1,000 different guides or 5 different guides. Okay, so to be clear, no extra fees for that. Then I am asked if this will come instead of print and schedule. So the timing is important to be shown. Yes, the timing will be displayed on the app as well, of course. So this could be in place of the printed schedule. We better save the trees and not print so much paper. But this is for you to decide. I will not remove at any stage the option to print a master report, which is the letter of instruction, or let's say the logistic output with all the timing and all the printed version of the guide itinerary. But I think that future is already there. We need to take our industry to the next step, and for sure the guide have his own smartphone, and is not gonna forget his smartphone, but he may forget the paper you sent to him the day before. He will pretty much for sure for instance. So I really think that we are getting there. So let's move. If you've got any question, you can just write on the chat, and I will try to answer them ongoing. So let's move now to the voucher screen. So the voucher screen is also handled by the different days, actually. Okay. And there you have the option to open each booking. So let's take, for instance, the Grevin Museum. Okay. What do I have here? So here I have adult entrance. This is the name of the product. I've got the date, no time, but this is because I have not entered time into this reservation. Quantity 12, duration 1. So here, if you want to modify somehow this booking, so till now, you were required to do it through the system, through the supplier reservation side of the system. Here, it's different. Here, you can ask the guy to modify it on the field. Clicking here, no, this is for the signature. I want, first of all, to modify it. So I will click on the pen, giving me the details and the option to make some modification. So the quantity just dropped to 10. I am moving it to be 10, clicking on the update button. And from there, I can sign. So the signature, it's not for me to sign on it. It's better for the supplier representative to sign on it. So the idea is to have your guide presenting the phone to the supplier representative and to ask him, please, I just modify the quantity, have a look to the quantity I just modified, and please sign and put your name on it. After signatures, an email would be sent to the responsible at the office and to the supplier representative as well, with the signatures and the actual quantity. The idea is no dispute. Like when you are, getting this UPS guy at your door presenting you, giving you, the package. Please, sir, sign here. You got the package here. It's the same idea. You just got your voucher. I am committed as a guide. I am representing the tour operator. I am committed to pay you for those quantities. This is exactly what I want you to do. So I'm going to sign. I'm going to put my name. and I'm going to click on Save Signature. The green line at the bottom of the screen saying that the signatures has been saved. So based on that, you've got an updated quantity basically on the history of the reservation. I will switch now to the system. And you are also reaching and getting an email with some signatures. Give me 1 sec. Je sais. C'est fait exprès. Okay. So we are going to make more modification to this email, but I'm showing it to you anyway. So you got an email with the title voucher signed by supplier. And the same email is sent at the same time to you, to the trip responsible, to the reservation responsible, and to the supplier as well, with the detail of the trip, the detail of the tour operator, Dear Eiffel Tower, please see attached PDF for reference, and then you've got also pictures of the signatures. So on the new version, we have modified the pictures, and we have added to the pictures also the name of the representative that has signed this voucher actually. Then, as soon as you are going to start working with it for real, you will have also an option to see the signatures under the files over there on each reservation. So if there is, a dispute or something like that, and you are just getting the invoice from the supplier, and the supplier is saying, hey, you came, you were 13 people, you will see that your quantity is like 10, and you will see also that it has been signed on a 10 quantity. You will be able to do it for all reservation, of course. Let's take some question now. I am asked if we are going to talk about the website. So basically, I'm trying to jungle between the app and the website, because the whole idea of this app is to have a better connection and data feed between the field and the office. But we are not planning to discuss something else than the GuideAPP during this webinar. Ken Michal, מה השאלה? תכתבי אותה. Okay, let's get back to the app, and I will take now question.
השאלה היא, השאלה היא, האם when you're giving the voucher at the counter, when they're used to have a paper, which is like an open check, until the payment is settled.
Yeah.
So if the email is sent to a back office and not the front counter, wherever you are, Palmach Museum or somewhere else, then the person who's used to receive in his hand a voucher and pass it on to accounting is in the back, is now not getting anything. And the only person who gets an email is someone in the back. So I don't see a way that we can avoid giving the paper.
I mean, I got your point. I understood your question. You are basically saying that if I am now signing and putting the name, giving the supplier representative the option to sign and to validate, but I'm not sending to his own email a copy of that, he may not let me go because he may think that I have not really signed, or this is not really shared with his back office. So perhaps what we will be able to do is to add a field here under the authorized by and put a field to enter the email of this person who has signed and who is in contact with you, so he will be able to get a copy of the signed voucher, and he will receive this copy right away. So you'll be able to see that everything is fine and everything has been signed.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good idea. Yes, so I am asked by Maria, what about the printed vouchers that we give send to supplier? Is the app supposed to replace it as well? So this is plus minus what I was discussing now with Dovev, because basically now every guy, every man, woman, person receiving your groups or your tourists and asking you for a signed piece of paper shall have his own smartphone. So if she's gonna sign and get the copy of it right away to her own email, and also we are telling and saying that the back office has been notified as well, we are doing her a favor as well, because at the end of the day, she needs to keep, all the vouchers and be sure that this is not lost or destroyed in any way. So we believe that we are doing good for the guide, for you, but also for the supplier. This is really a win-win. A win-win situation over there. This is really a win-win situation. They are gaining a digital trace of what happened. Your accounting department is notified right away with the real number of people that has reached the attraction that has reached, the restaurant and so on. So we believe that we'll be able to replace the printed voucher that you use to give to the guide. In any case, during a certain period of time, you can decide to continue and print those vouchers the way you used to print them, just as a backup. Perhaps you will not have battery on the phone. Perhaps you will find in front of you, I don't know, a man without a smartphone and an option to double check that he has got the email. But I'm repeating, the supplier representative don't need to have his own smartphone. He can just sign, and then you can just show him that a copy has been sent to the back office. But again, it's for you to decide. But yes, the main goal of it is to continue improving this app, to make it really to change our habit, our standard behavior, and to move the standard vouchers, printed vouchers we used to have in our industry into a digital format. Next question, does every guide need their own login to access the app? Very good question. So to access the app, what you need to do is pretty simple. You need to be sure that the guide has been added to the trip under the staff part. So I can reach the app because I am here, defined as part of the trip. And when I am gonna connect the app, I will see all the trip I am related, and I am, the chosen guide for those trips. That's the idea. So how can I log into the app? It's pretty simple. So just for me to precise, for security reason, you will need to send us, kind of a short list of who are the guides you are working with. But as soon as they are set up in the system, the only thing the guide will need to do is to download the app, and I will move back to the app to display that to you. 1 sec. Let's start this way. Tac, 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 tac. Tac. So if I am going outside the, so first of all, I've got here my name with the email I have connected the app with, and I can synchronize if I want to get some other data, or if I were, you know, out of connection for some minutes. I was into a tunnel, I don't know, an archaeological site or something like that. If I am logging out, to be able to log in, I just need to put my email. Then the system is sending me a code. Okay, a code. We will wait together for the code. And okay, you can see it look like this one, MYT System GuideAPP security code. I have my security code 325296. This way I can enter the GuideAPP. So for your guides, they no need to remember any code, you know, any kind of code or something like that. And for you also, in case you want to stop the guide for, you know, seeing some data related to a trip of yours, you can just remove them from this very specific trip or something like that. I cannot think about, you know, how it could be useful, but at the end of the day, you are going to display this data to those guides, first of all, by defining them as authorized guides into your environment. And secondly, with this mechanism of a code sent directly to their mailbox. I hope I have asked this one. Any other question? Can the guide change the product in the reservation, or the daytime of the reservation, or only the quantity? So it's only quantity and price. Actually, it's only quantity, not the time of the reservation. And we are not, so the duration, in case we are talking about an hotel, you know, or something which is more than one night or something like that, so perhaps yes. But we are not discussing giving the guide an option to making change to any price, and we are not discussing an option to give the guide an option to change the date. Why? Because finally, if you are asking a supplier to change a booking from day 11 to day 12, that could involve expenses, a lot of money. And in general, the guide is not the one responsible to take this responsibility, you know, to make those changes. The office, you, the operators team, is the one in charge of making big changes. So to answer this one, for now, it's only adding product. Regarding time, it's a really good remark, and I think that we will make it happen. We will offer the guide the option to modify the time of the reservation, because at the end of the day, he is the one knowing when he has really reached the relevant place. Can the guide update more than the max amount of participants in the trip? So for now, we are not giving the guide to update max participants in the trip at all. It can just modify the quantity of a specific reservation. It cannot modify the number of participants of the whole trip, not through the app at the end of the day. We believe that number of participants during a trip is dynamic. Maybe you will go to the airport and gather 50 people there, but the day after, 3 will be at the hotel with COVID, and 2 days after that, you will accept, I don't know, one VIP or local representative that is going to join the group, so you will be one more. So it's dynamic. That is why we decided not to give this kind of option to the guide. Steps for activate and work with the system is pretty easy. So as I said, sending a short list of guide you want to have as authorized supplier, simple Excel or email, something like that. And then you can send the app directly to the guide by WhatsApp. Soon enough, the guide will be also available on the store, you know, on the Play Store, Google Play Store for Android phones, and on the App Store as well. But I need to know that the App Store, the Apple procedure is taking more time. So don't expect to have it available on the App Store in the coming days. On the Google Store, yes, but on the App Store, it may take 1 month or so. Can you please add an option for guide to write a note on the voucher? Yes, good idea. Okay, so if you've got any more options, so I'm done with what I wanted to present. So it's a good occasion.
Thank you very much.
Okay, my pleasure. If someone has some question, you can unmute yourself and just go ahead and ask. Okay, so it seems that no more questions.
I have a quick question because I kind of missed the beginning. So the guide will just present himself with the voucher. Is there like a QR code, or just present himself to the person at the entrance and they sign it and that's it, and they'll receive via their email the
voucher? So there is no QR code because we are getting the signatures of the supplier representative.
Okay.
I mean, down the road, perhaps we will give also an app, you know, for the supplier. So the supplier will be able to scan a QR code instead of signing. But what is the QR code when basically you have the guide have his own phone and the supplier representative his own phone, and they are scanning each other? Is a digital signature basically.
Yes.
So here we are taking the real signature rather than the digital signature. Because the problem with the other option is that you need to ask every supplier representative to download, you know.
Yes, exactly.
And it's less realistic. It's less realistic.
Yes,
Your
exactly.
guide gonna do that because he's working for you. But first of all, at the museums, they are changing every 2 days. New people there to scan the. So it's more complex. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Pleasure. When a guide logs in, they only see the specific tools that they are guiding. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, app is working for both iPhone and Android. Start using it. Just send over a short list of authorized guides, and we will send you the APK, meaning the app to be installed. Yeah, both iPhone and Android.
Regarding this, what is the information you need for us to fill out, like the guide, the names, their emails, their phone numbers? What else?
I need really only first name, last name, and email. Don't need anything else.
Okay.
And of course, you need to be sure that they are part of the system, that they are on manager trip. If they are not on manager trip, it's going to
yeah.
You need to have the booking, the reservation on the relevant trip. You need the guide need to be there, need to be displayed there.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. It was a nice webinar. If you've got any other question, you know how to reach me over. And for all our Israeli clients, good occasion to wish you a happy new year. For everyone else, have a very good and relaxing weekend, and we will meet each other on the next one. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.